The state proclamation gives Governor Inslee emergency powers that he so far has chosen not to use.
First, Tom, we know the situation changes, not just by the day, but seemingly by the hour. So we won't talk about specific numbers of cases or things like that. But could you just generally summarize how the state has responded, the legislature, the governor, the Department of Health?
Well, the governor, to start off with, has issued a statewide emergency declaration. King County, Washington, the city of Seattle within King County, followed with their own emergency declarations. The state proclamation gives Governor Inslee emergency powers that he so far has chosen not to use. For example, he could call up the National Guard to augment with their medical corps overwhelmed hospitals. Fortunately, we don't have that situation yet. He also says he has the power to ban large gatherings of people where in a crowded situation the virus could spread faster. So far, the governor's chosen not to use that power. He says he's relying on the judgment of event organizers. Meanwhile, the state legislature is rushing through $100 million emergency budget appropriation or allocation for state and local health systems. This is going to pay for a lot of things, including the massive overtime that some health districts on the west side have already accumulated, monitoring cases, answering phone calls, setting up testing protocols. There's also a constantly expanding call center for concerned people with questions, both at the local level and the state level. I just visited one of the newly set up state quarantine and isolation stations, which are in a rural part of South Thurston County, where which was not being used yet, but may be needed in the future for quarantine of people who don't have their own home where they can self-isolate, for example, homeless folks.
You can find more on this and other topics at nwpb.org. Thank you for joining us here in the unique Northwest.